Hey all, it's Rafi, and I'm playing a 15-minute game against Abi Chess 2011. Game started with d4, d5, c4, c6, knight c3, which is the Queen's Gambit declined. Yeah, so pretty interesting game, and here I might just pressure the knight, bishop g5. My idea here is actually to play the moves like e3, c takes d5, bishop d3, knight e2, and castle. That way I can always maintain control of the e4 square at some point by playing f3. So here I'll follow up with this move e3. Before I play bishop d3, I will probably now go ahead and take this guy. Of course, he takes back that way because opens up his light square bishop. Now I will play my bishop to d3, followed by knight to e2, next move. And if bishop g4 comes, there's always this stuff like queen b3 hitting this pawn. So a lot of times, black will not play moves like that because it's a waste of a tempo, and it just makes it kind of awkward for this bishop to develop. It doesn't really have that many great squares it can go to, and if it comes to e6, I always have knight f4 to hit it on e6. In the meanwhile, I have very smooth development of my pieces. All my pieces are harmoniously developed. Bishop is on a really nice long diagonal. Queen can line up. Rook can come in. I can castle. I can always play f3 and e4, or I can drive this f pawn up. This knight can go to g3 and f5 as well. So all of my pieces have good squares. This is the only knight that doesn't have that many good squares. So this knight often will reroute itself via e2, sometimes go to g3, sometimes to h5, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and pull the bishop back this way to maintain the pressure. If he plays that, I might play knight f4 right away. But then after bishop d7, I need to move my knight back because he will be threatening g5 at that point. So maybe I should play maybe queen b3 first to hit the pawn and then play castle. Let's do that. Why not develop a piece with an attack? It's always good to try to push your own agenda and make your opponent give in to that. You always want to be the one that has the initiative and is pushing, and making the opponent bow down to whatever ideas that you have. That's the kind of way I want to always play chess. My idea is to constantly make my opponent play moves that he doesn't want to play. Simple as that. Okay, so yeah, see, he didn't want to play this move b6. He would have not normally played that. He might have. Maybe he tried to prepare this, with this c5 with this. I don't know, but this d5 will become really weak at that point. So now I'm going to go ahead and castle. Yep. So he went ahead and does that, and I have mixed feelings about this idea. Now my bishop is kind of awkward because it doesn't have that many great, amazing squares to go to anymore. Maybe b6 helped him a little bit. I don't know. His position currently doesn't look too bad for black. Because now I'm having to waste a tempo to move one of my pieces because he's attacking my bishop and my queen. So I'm going to go ahead and put my queen here. The most active square that I can find. And if c4, bishop c2, and hopefully I'll be able to play a move like e4 and really start challenging this d pawn. If bishop c2, I'm kind of worried about my queen a little bit here. I don't want to play bishop, to b1 and blocking my rook forever. Man, he's really putting some pressure on my position now, that's for sure. In fact, after bishop c2, bishop d7, already I'm in a lot of trouble, in fact. I think I will have to play this. Perhaps now I can start a new idea of queen c2 and lining up the queen and bishop for a checkmate, maybe. That would be fine. That would be a really good position, except I just wish my rook was already on c1. Yep, he definitely wants to make my queen feel as uncomfortable as possible with this stuff here. So if I play queen c2 now, threatening a checkmate here, so he'll play g6. And then if knight here, that does start to put a lot of pressure, doesn't it? But actually, after knight here, actually, let's do this first. Hit the bishop, and then we'll draw the queen back to c2. Let's try to be as aggressive as possible and also continue to pressure d5. I'm going to actually even put my rook here and continue pressuring d5 that way as well. So now if I take, bishop takes, then play queen c2. That's kind of interesting. He offers me so many draws. He already offered me one at the beginning of the game. Now another one. Here, I think I'm just winning a pawn, actually. Oh, I can't. I can't take knight, actually. I just realized he's hitting my queen. What am I doing? Lots of interesting things are popping up now. Because after queen c2, he's playing g5 here. I don't have time. Let's calculate this out. Because if a draw makes sense, I might just take the draw from the guy. Okay, queen c2, g5. I'm winning at least one d-pawn. I'm not so scared of g5, actually. It's really going to open up his kingside quite a bit. Oof. That for sure loses a piece now. At the minimum. losing a piece. Oof. Tough way to lose a game. Man. Guy must have been in a rush. Aviches. E. Abhishek from Tamil Nadu, India. Born in 2011. Oh, so he's a little kid. If he's born in 2011, it's 2021 right now. He's an 11-year-old kid. Wow. Chess isn't about winning, it's also about life. True. Good player. For 11-year-old, very good player. All right, let's go ahead and analyze our game with this young sport. These youngsters are getting very, very solid at chess these days. I mean, this is an 11-year-old kid. Play extremely well. Okay, so d4, d5, c4, c6, Slav defense, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, what did he do? E6, then I played e3. Bishop d. Oh, I took first, yeah. Take first, then play bishop d3. So here I played queen b3, and yeah, in hindsight, I really didn't calculate how strong this b6, c5 idea would be, so I should have really paid a little bit more attention before just quickly putting the queen on that square. Should have given it a little bit more thought. Because now he definitely gets some sort of initiative after next few moves here. So here, yeah, I should have played rook c1 or rook d1. I 100% agree with the computer, because then if c5 comes, bishop b1 is definitely an idea here. But I castled. c5 came, and the most active way to play the position I thought was to play queen a4. Then c5 appeared on the board, and really I had no real good way to put the bishop on a better square than b1. The computer finds this interesting way of handling the position with bishop f6. That's interesting. It says I have quite a bit of advantage at this point. Interesting. Bishop f6, bishop f6. Bishop b1, a6. I wanted to hit the bishop on e6, so I played knight f4. Bishop d7. Queen c2, and now it's suggesting bishop to... It's saying, first of all, after bishop d7, he's already lost. So I'm confused on what happens here. What's going on? I see. This is really bad because there's no way to now hold on to the knight, which is the only defender of this h7. If he takes, it's mate. If he takes this, I take a check, then I mate. So rook has to move, and then I take here, here, check, here. I see. It's getting real bad for him. Wow. Well, the attack was more powerful than I thought. Definitely will admit that when I played knight f4, I did not see this far into the position. It just seemed like the right way to approach the position, and I realized that g5 didn't really propose too much threats to me. if I gave up a piece, I mean, I get a lot of material for it. I mean, I get at least 2 pawns plus his busted open king side plus the central weaknesses and the weakness on c4. And I thought, it's a good practical way to approach the position, even though I didn't realize that this g5 idea doesn't even work for him. Here I was calculating the g5, and I thought I would just, take here and all this stuff. Like, this is kind of how I was looking at things. And yeah, I did actually correctly assess this take here. So I guess in a way you could say that I did, but I didn't really consider the fact that after taking on d5, I'm actually hitting the knight on f6 and threatening to remove that defender of h7. Did not really think about it like that, but that's obviously the biggest threat here. I was thinking about it more from a positional standpoint that, okay, well, say I take here and he takes here, and I thought, okay, at least I'm getting, this structure with this. I got a pawn for it, and this is weak. Probably going to win at least one of these 2 pawns. That's kind of how I approached it. But it turns out that, that those general principles, when you start thinking about chess the right way, tend to favor you in the tactics as well, because the way you're thinking about the position is correct. After this, here he's definitely lost after this, obviously. That running mate, and then he missed that mate also. So yeah, kind of a short game, but hopefully you guys got something out of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and catch you guys in the next video.